Doing like salaryman for like 3 years, suppressing myself completely. I quit everything. And no, actually, I got fired. in a sense that they had to commercialize queer to get queer audiences. But Golden Gai, Sylvia Manchester is right in front of you, bitch! Ooh! And I just randomly said, well, it's okay, I'm gonna be drag queen. And this is gonna be my second career. Surprisingly, I was a closeted gay. You can't really imagine, right?
Hi, and thank you for tuning in. If you're listening to this, you're probably on episode 200 something. That's over 3 years of us producing the show. And seriously, we love it. It means a lot to us. As you can imagine, it's not easy to do. So for this episode, we've partnered with Zen Market. Zen Market is not just any sponsor. They're actually our colleagues from the office next door. Zen Market gets you access to Japanese e-commerce, niche goods, second-hand deals, things that just don't ship internationally. More details are in the link in the description. So if you want to support the show and help us bring you more stories from Japan, go check it out. And for now, let's get into today's story.
Right. Hello, I'm back in Japan. I'm your host, Sylvia Manchester, and we've got a very, 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 very special guest tonight, who is Toby.
Sylvia.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Toby. I think by now a lot of people have heard me talk on this podcast quite a few times. Right. Sylvia, thank you so much for coming.
No worries. It's my honor.
You're a drag queen. You're also a chanson singer.
Yes, I am.
You're fabulous today.
Thank you.
You came here to share many, many interesting stories.
Exactly.
And I want to start with maybe the first one. Who is Sylvia Manchester?
Right. Sylvia Manchester is right in front of you, bitch. Ooh! Yeah, so Sylvia Manchester is basically a performer, like total art performer, I would say. And she does drag, she sings like Chanson, and she does a lot of busking recently in Shinjuku and also Ueno, Asakusa area. Mm-hmm. And she loves to make people happy.
Where's she from?
She is from a cunty land. Oh, sorry, can I say cunty?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, but okay. She is originally born and raised in Japan, and then she studied in UK University, Durham. Do you know Durham? It's a very tiny town
in the north of England.
Yeah, north of England. Yeah. Literally nothing to see. Like I went on a couple dates with a guy from uni, but what we did is just like go and see university alpacas. That's it.
University alpacas.
Yeah, university has alpacas for students' entertainment. So you see like how limited entertainments are in Durham, right? We have zero.
It's also a very interesting form of entertainment to just have alpacas at the
Exactly,
university.
3 alpacas.
Yeah. What brought you to the UK?
It was just random. Well, I went to like Keio Junior High School and then Keio High School. And then, you know, Keio University, like it's kind of a Japanese university system. It's an escalator system. Mm-hmm. And as long as you pass the exam, like internal exam, you can just automatically go to high school and university. Meaning like your classmates are like same faces. And I'm kind of like get bored. Oh. Yeah, I fed up with like learning with them. So I just wanted to completely change my surroundings. And I just randomly picked UK, I guess. Yeah.
Did you have any interest in going overseas to begin with? And you're like, maybe when you were younger thinking, oh, maybe I can go study abroad or can do something. Or was it also very spontaneous?
No, actually, like I'm always interested in like learning, you know, second languages. Mm-hmm. And English is like one of the options at the time. But, you know, Japanese schools, like they put English as a second language. So yeah, that's why. And at first, actually, I really wanted to go to US because my English teacher went to Oregon University and she talks about, you know, her fantastic university student life in Oregon. So, but I don't know, for some reasons, I just pick UK and my accents are completely British.
Yeah. If I wouldn't see you, I could have mistaken you for someone.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he might disagree.
The accent is flawless.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So I'm interested in going overseas. But and boredom from being in the same kind of school system throughout. What was it like for you then to go overseas and to get to Durham, which is, you know, maybe far from London, where maybe many people that are not from the UK want to go to at first, but then you're in Durham.
Yeah, no, actually, I didn't really know the history or background story of Durham Uni, because Durham Uni was like really, I hate to call it, but like a prestigious university in the UK. Like a lot of Oxford rejects, like Oxford and Cambridge rejects are coming to Durham. So a lot of like students are like, you know, upper class UK, and they have very like conservative values. And sometimes like I find it really difficult to place myself in this like friend circle because like I'm from like Tokyo. And well, though I went to like KO Uni, like my, you know, my, what should I say? The book choice that I make wasn't really like conservative. It was like super avant-garde. So get into like those conservative culture from my perspective was really tough for me. Yeah.
You now describe it as conservative and maybe a little bit posh. But when you went there at the time, do you have like specific encounters you had or situations that made you realize this?
Oh yeah, no, actually, like surprisingly, I was a closeted gay. Yeah, you can't really imagine, right?
No.
And then I also was in the university volleyball club. So it's very strict, like macho culture there. And if you go like SNCs, like training, gym, like people laugh at you if you're doing like 40 kg squat because like people doing like 100 kg squat.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, and then I was like trying to hide my gayness. So like people try, but you know, like this is something that you can't really hide.
No, if it wants to come out, it wants to come out.
Yeah, so like some of my teammates like detected a little bit of my, you know, flamboyantness in me, and then they kind of like make fun of it, and I didn't really know how to like deal with it. So yeah, I've got a little bit of, you know, like complicated moments. Yeah.
At what point in time do you kind of turn to drag and kind of decide to or find, or I don't know how to phrase this, but meet Sylvia Manchester?
Right, interesting. Well, so I actually went to, you know, University Pride Parade in Durham, and I also went to like London Pride Parade. And then I've seen a lot of like UK drag queens, but like all they did, well, maybe like my experience of UK drag queens is quite limited. So I can't really like say, I don't want to generalize here, but like most of them are doing lip sync. And then I also find it quite like interesting and funny, but this doesn't really appeal enough to me of like dragging me into like performing drag. And I came back to Japan and I've seen so many like Japanese drag queens who actually sings and dances.
Oh.
Yeah. And so that kind of appeals to me. I always wanted to like, you know, sing. I always wanted to dance. Yeah, lip sync doesn't really like fit me. Like, yeah, lip sync was never of my art form, but singing.
You were talking about how you were closeted gay back in the UK. Was it for you a way to maybe express yourself more in a comfortable environment where you would be maybe more accepted?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yes. Yeah.
Did you experience, because I imagine if you were closeted gay in the UK, you were also closeted gay before that in Japan at school.
Yeah.
Was the experience different in how you maybe were able to relate to some people, make friends, or kind of find people to be open with?
Right. You're so good at questioning people, interviewing people. Wow. This is something I've never thought of, but I think in some sense quite similar, but in some sense it's quite different. Well, Japanese closeted gay. I've got actually, you know, a boy who's like, you know, doing together. So for me, it was okay. Like I just don't want to like place our relationship into socio-cultural context of Japan. But personally, I'm satisfied. But in the UK, if I want to like, you know, have a date on someone in Durham, like people definitely witnesses us, right? Because it's really tiny town and there's only 3 cafes and 1 alpaca place. So we only got 4 choices. So yeah, so I was like I became more aware of culture-wise, like gay acceptance culture-wise. In that sense, it's kind of like a good thing because like I start thinking gay and, you know, social cultural movements in one sense, in one pot. Whereas in Japan, I don't really think, because Tokyo, people are like indifferent to each other and I can do whatever I want. And I don't really have to like think about, oh my God, I have to go to like Pride Parade to like claim our gay rights and stuff. Yeah.
So in a way, more accepted in Japan through indifference and more criticized through being part of the social conversation in the UK.
Yeah, I would so. But I don't want to call it like in UK. I would say in Durham. Because maybe if I were in London, my experience would have been changed completely. Maybe 100%, yeah.
And so when you were in the UK, kind of one of your places of comfort was discovering a little bit this drag world where it was maybe more accepting and more open. But the drag world in the UK wasn't exactly what appealed to you. However, when you came back to Japan, you finally found, oh, this is cool. I want to do this.
Yeah, also maybe the frequency of access was completely different than in Tokyo and Durham. Because Durham, like to see drag queen, you only have chances of like either you going to Pride Parade or like you actively going to like, we've got a Monday gay like nightclub. Well, how did we call it? It's like Monday Osborne or something. Yeah, there's a specific gay event. And then there's always drag queen. Like one local drag queen performs. Yeah. But in Tokyo,
the only one.
Yeah, the only one.
Monday.
Yeah, the only one. Yeah. And then she wasn't really good, to be fair. Well, maybe it's identifiable. So
was this your first kind of interactions with drag?
Yeah.
But it still made you curious. What was it about drag that you found so fascinating that you kind of were like, oh, maybe I want to understand this more. I want to maybe participate.
Interesting questions. Because okay, so the UK drag that I know is like through RuPaul, and then I think it's just the commercial side of RuPaul, but like RuPaul doesn't really like go into like talking about their connections between like literature or like art history, like culture wise. But like Japanese drag queen, they're more like indies in comparison to like on TV or on commercials. So like they can basically do whatever they want. Like their YouTube channels are like completely self-made. Whereas like UK drag queen, I love like Juno Birch, for instance, and she's a fabulous drag queen from Manchester. But like she always created a YouTube video with like Vogue sponsored. So like maybe there are lots of things that she really wanted to talk about, but like she's not really allowed to say or allowed to bring up because of the engagement, or like YouTube algorithm stuff.
More commercialized in
I
the
guess
UK,
so. Yeah.
And more underground indie here in Japan.
Yeah.
When you came back to Japan, where did you seek out the drag community? Did you go to specific places? It's like, oh,
I did. Wow. I went to Marohige in Shinjuku 2-chome, and which is owned by Babie no Bitch Babie, like Miss Babie, and she is a fabulous drag queen, and then she's great friends with like Mitsu Mangrove-san toka. Yeah, I have to say san. I have to use honorific form because they're all my senpais. Yeah, but actually like this earrings is like given by Mitsu Mangrove-san, and then the connections made through like Babie-san. So yeah, she has a pub in Shinjuku 2-chome. So I actively go in there and actively like talk to, Japanese literature. And then we found out our, interests are quite similar. So yeah, she introduces me to like a lot of her drag friends, like drag circles. And this is where kind of Sylvia Manchester is like gradually appearing
in the streets of 2-chome.
Yeah, or like acquiring existence in that circle.
You just explained that you have to use a honorific form because they're your senpais.
Yeah.
Is there sort of social structure in the drag world in Japan of like, okay, this is a drag mama-san, and this is the senpai, and this is a kohai, and they have to be treated that way? Or is everyone kind of, we're just all drags and in this together?
Well, it's also a really different story where you place yourself. For example, me, I'm working in Golden Gai, so I'm kind of like out of that, patriarchy system of drag. But if you perform in like literally central part of 2-chome, you probably need to be aware of like, oh my god, like who's my senpai, who's my kohai, and then like where do I stand? Yeah.
You also talked about literature twice already.
Yeah.
And how that was important to you. So I'm kind of curious, what literature and how is that part of you or your drag? And yeah, please explain.
Oh my god, it's getting really hot already. Well, yeah, so you mentioned Closeted Gay in Japan time, right? And that's the moment that I start reading Japanese queer literature, like starting from Mishima. And
Yukio Mishima?
Yeah, Yukio Mishima, yeah. He's a, right-wing gay, very interesting figure in general. Yeah, but I firstly read his like Golden Temple, Kinkakuji. And then there's always like, so this is a story of like heterosexual couples, but always like it's queer hinted. And I was like really wondering why. And I start like Googling Mishima, and I found out he's a gay, scholar. And then he literally published a book called Kamen no Kokaku, Confession of the Mask, which is like talking about his, homosexuality. Yeah, it's almost like autobiography.
Wow.
And I've read it, and it kind of like completely caught my attention. Yeah.
So that was still when you were closeted gay in Japan. So before you even went to the UK.
Yeah, that was before, yes.
Mishima, the impression I have is it's quite serious literature, and maybe not something that you were in high school when you read that then, or was it like a common thing to get into?
I don't know. Maybe not common thing to get into. Like only maybe gay, weird high school students are reading.
So what was your takeaway from reading that? Confessions of the Mask,
right?
A story of someone that is also maybe closeted gay, and for you being a little bit alone at the time. What did you make from that literature? How did it maybe help you or motivate you? Or
oh, interesting question. It really like weirdly clicked. Because the time Mishima lived and then like, I was living back in high school was like completely different, right? It's maybe like far from like 50, at least like 50 years. Well, I can't do math, I don't know. But it weirdly clicked. Like he was talking about his sexual awakening when he was 2. And then, like back in Japan, like we don't have a like flush toilet. So like a person comes in and then take your poop and then like selling to farmers. And that was an occupation. Yeah, that's in the past. Yeah, that was an occupation. And then when Mishima was 2, like Mishima saw like their working outfit. It's like plumber. Do you see gay porn a lot?
No.
No? Do you know like Pornhub gay? Like they create a lot of like gay porn, fantasizing like having sex with plumber.
Okay.
Yeah, but Mishima literally like wrote it. Yeah, and then his sexual awakening was like 2. I mean, I don't really believe that. Yeah, but because like he writes everything in hindsight. But yeah, like my sexual awakening to boy was like really early. So it kind of like made sense, weirdly made sense.
Do you remember what was kind of the click for you that made you kind of realize?
That like lingering feelings for like boys' sweat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you talked about how Mishima described this, but it's very implicit, right? He is not openly admitting to this. And you talked about how you got into queer literature, Japanese queer literature in general. What are the other authors like, and what are their topics that they're approaching? And how does it maybe compare to queer literature from overseas?
Oh, right. Interesting questions. Like Japanese queer literature, right? But like, for example, Kawabata Yasunari, I've read his work as well. And then he's like really famous for Yukiguni.
Yes.
But
Snow Country in English.
Yeah, Snow Country in English. But before publishing Yukiguni, he writes novella called Shonen. And Shonen is like adolescent's boy food, if I would translate by myself. Because I haven't read it in English, so I don't really know the original like title of English. But it's really difficult to put, but maybe in back at the Kawabata time, they don't really have a concept of LGBTQs.
No.
Yeah, because like, they all go to like all boys school when they were like 13 to like 18 probably, or like 17-ish. And then they also have a senpai like strong senpai kohai culture, maybe derived from Bushido. And then in Edo period time, like to give higher up person of sexual services is like one of showing your royalness. So Kawabata also held that traditions, and then yeah, it was a common practice anyways, and
he writes about it in
yeah, he writes about it, but at the same time he also admits, though he knows it's just a templated sexual stuff that everyone does normally, but he personally attracted to a boy who's constantly giving sexual services to Kawabata. And then he writes his first love to a boy when he was like 60 or 70 years old.
Oh, so interesting. Both of these authors, both very classic author. One of them even had a Nobel Prize of Literature, I think, Kawabata. And they kind of kept that hidden for so long. So for you, people to resonate with in a way when you're reading this. But when you read this as a high school student, since all the messages are hidden, is it something that you got to discuss with someone to get perspectives on the book, or something that by reading it yourself, it just clicked with you? You kind of understood their message, or that resonated with you?
Oh, wow. I think I would say bits of everything. Because like the first time I read like Shonen by Kawabata, I was also like in a shock that Kawabata still like trying to, verbalize his first love towards boy, like all over the 50 years. Because 50 years of the time, he does nothing. And then, but he tries to like publish a lot of, widely accepted book, commercialized book to create his social status and saying like Nobel Prize author. And then he's got like power, autonomy of free speech. And then the first, maybe not the first, but like one of the critical creations that he wanted to do is recall the first love of a boy, which had 50 years ago, and then still writes and publish. So like in Japanese, we call it like go. Go is like, I don't know how to explain. Go, oh God. That's like, you all know you've got something that you want to kind of embody and you can't really ignore, but you try to ignore, but still you can't really suppress your true emotion. And we call it go.
Okay.
It's the concept of go. Yeah, so I was really attracted to his dark go.
And so these stories...
What would be the English word?
I don't know, actually.
That fits. Suppressed emotions, but like you'll kind of like stick around it.
But so this reflection on Go and his kind of messaging, decades later resonates with you. And then one night you're standing in this drag bar and you see that the owner is equally interested in that kind of literature.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the beginning of young Sylvia Manchester. And that's how it starts.
Yeah. This is how it starts. Yeah.
Before I ask my next question, did you want to change in your next outfit? Or,
yes, let's do it.
It's been about 20 minutes, I think.
Oh my God, already 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I talk too much.
So all those different books impacted you decades after they were written, and you found in the drag bar someone else that was interested in those.
Right.
How was your first encounter with that owner that you connected with over this queer literature?
Oh my God. Oh wow. You honestly asked so many good questions to me. I can't even know how to answer. Well, it was like, aha moment of me. Like I was like, oh, this is something that I always wanted to say, like always wanted to like seek. And yeah, because I've been working in I'm actually doing like salaryman for like 3 years. And I was like suppressing myself completely. And I was like I can actually earn a lot of money, but like at the same time, I feel like really soulless. And yeah, but like after I quit everything, I just wanted to have my own time. And no, actually, I got fired. Yeah, I was like working with my friend. I was doing like something about Google Ads, but like I had zero talent. And then my friend like got frustrated and then he fired me. And then he was like gently asking me like, oh, what was your second career? Like what you're planning to do? Like, you're really good at talking, or like, hospitality is like on point. So like, would you want to be a, cabin attendant or something? And I mean, maybe like he didn't really mean it, but like I kind of felt like I disrespected by him. So I just wanted to like wow him. And I just randomly said, well, it's okay. I'm going to be drag queen. And this is going to be my second career.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so that led you to Nichome in a way.
Yeah. That little argument with my former boss.
And that in combination with your desire to talk about these books, to talk about the things that are important to you.
Yeah.
Everything kind of clicked together that one night.
Yeah. So to me, that argument was my final piece of the jigsaw puzzle. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
To go back on that experience, you said for 3 years you were a salaryman, working completely closeted.
Yeah. Well, maybe not completely closeted.
During the office days.
Yeah, during the office day. Yeah, no. Because like my office is sort of like startup and then American company. And I had a wonderful boss, Madoka-san. I credit her. I had to credit her. Yeah, because she asked me to. Yeah, do you watch Madoka-san? But she leads our team so well. And then she was like, like Sylvia. Well, at the time I wasn't Sylvia, but I'm hesitant to say my real name. And she's like, oh, you do you. Like, as long as you've got numbers, like, I don't really mind.
But what goes through your head, when you're closeted and you go to work in the morning, and like, are you thinking, oh, people shouldn't find out, I need to hide this? Is this like a conscious thought process? Or is it more like, no, I just need to kind of hold back and restrain and maybe nobody will notice me?
Oh, at first, yeah, I was so quiet. Like, I tried not to speak because, like, after I say one word, like, everyone knows I'm gay. Yeah, so, yeah, but... ever since Madoka-san kind of like included me, like trying to create inclusive environment, I can freely expressing myself without worrying, oh my God, like what if my colleague find out that I'm gay or something. Yeah. So office time, probably I also experienced the classic, Japanese, like, oh my God, he might be gay. Oh yeah, let's not talk about partners and stuff. Kind of weird, vibes.
So if you're like at the nomikai and people bring that up,
yeah. But also at the same time, like, I also found out, even though Japanese, office environment, there are always some people who tries to create inclusive environment for like weird gay boy like me. Yeah, so that was my, salaryman time in general.
But then Nichome. That's when you found that space. You could express yourself. You could be yourself.
Yeah.
Not yet Sylvia, though.
Not yet Sylvia.
You meet you meet the owner. You start discussing topics that are important to you. You find people you can discuss things with, and you're curious about drag. What was your first experience like trying drag by yourself?
Oh, what was my first experience of trying drag? Wow. I just, it was just a pure joy. Because I kind of know, by nature, this gonna be my last piece of the jigsaw puzzle. And if I place this one piece, I can create a whole fantastic picture of me. Yeah, so it's just a great feelings.
Am I right to imagine this in a way that by doing that, you kind of step out of the closet completely and suddenly it's like freedom?
Yeah, sort of, yeah. Because I was like constantly trying to suppress myself back in like, junior high school, even like a bit of like elementary school too. And uni, of course, and also a bit of work, yeah. So all these like 20 years of struggles, released.
Released. And then you are part of the community.
Yeah.
But you still have the final words from your former boss. What are you going to do next? And you tell, I'm going to be a drag queen. And I guess you have to make a living, so you have to professionalize being a drag queen.
That's right.
How did that come about? Was this something that you kind of applied for? It's like, I want to be a drag queen and work here? Or how does it actually work?
It doesn't really work like that. Well, actually, so right now, Nichome has a entry event for like drag queen wannabes. And I firstly applied to it, but like that doesn't really like, you don't necessarily do this way. Like you can just do drag, like trying to learn how to do makeup, because like there's tons of like, how to do drag makeup on YouTube right now, thanks to like a regular period. And then so you can just do try and error and then be drag and then, go around the clubs, like play, do night out, and then like some people find you and then they book you in.
So start by learning makeup, which gets me curious because you've got a lot of very flamboyant makeup on right now, and you've got all your tools here in front of you too.
Yes.
So
these.
What goes into drag makeup? What is there like a specific starting point? Is there something that is unique to it that characterizes drag?
Oh yeah. So it definitely like varies based on drag queen. But my drag, I don't really like want to do a beautiful drag, just like, RuPaul drag queens. I want to embody like weirdness. I want to embody like, all those like learnings that I've cultivated through uni. So my speciality, well, I don't really have audacity to say speciality because I only did like an undergrad. I don't do like MA, PhD in that field. But I always liked to like go into Impressionism from France and, starting from Impressionism, like Dadaism, Surrealism, and all those like weird 1920s era. Yeah. Oh.
And so expressing that also then through the makeup.
Yeah, so like if when you do drag, like you kind of like standardize your makeup, like you just like defaults are created by nature, and then you kind of feel like the joy of doing makeup, it's kind of like start fading because it gets repetitive.
Because you have to do it every day when you perform, or every other day, and it's time consuming too. It becomes like part of the...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then every time I face that moment, I just like drag myself to like museums and then see different arts. And recently I've been to like this fantastic event, like museum. It's a Shinkokuritsu Bijutsukan in Tokyo, Roppongi. And it featuring like YBA movement, like young British artists back in 1990s. And I also studying like around the era of the UK, like modern art. So, oh my God, to visit it, like having visited that event was kind of like, still mind blowing to me.
So a lot of your makeup seems to be inspired by art, like painting.
Yeah.
First these 1920s, now the 1990s in Britain. Yeah. How do you translate the art into art on your face?
So like when I was a baby drag, I try to do like weird, like I try not write Picasso paintings on my face. So like this face, like completely like in a different color usage, and this one using like weird contour. So I was doing a lot of experimentations on my face, and I wasn't doing makeup for the sake of event. I was doing makeup for the sake of like analyzing makeup.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So what's in your toolkit? Like how many things do you have to prepare for?
Oh my God, this is just my earrings. And I've already got like 3 bags for earrings.
Okay.
And then obviously I have like a lot of blushes and dress and lashes. Oh, lashes are usually going to this bag, but yeah.
You said you don't like to do like other drags, or for example, RuPaul's Drag Race that is very stylized and such. Are there, or what kind of categories of drag are there? And would you say you fit into one of them, or do you want to be one of your own?
I want to be one of my own. Yeah, I want to create Sylvia Manchester category.
Sylvia Manchester.
Yes.
Sylvia Manchester came to be in that bar, or started. You said baby Sylvia earlier. How did the character grow, and how did you appropriate yourself that character?
Oh, wow. So now we have to touch upon Golden Gai. Yes. So Golden Gai really like helps me grow baby Sylvia. So I wasn't really a singer. I wasn't really a complete full singer because like I thought like doing drag is only like Nichome limited. Well, which isn't true at all. You can do drag anywhere on the earth. Yeah. Even though like you're doing like, a bedroom queen, that's still a drag queen.
So bedroom queen is when you basically do drag, but just at home?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. Or maybe in your closet, because like, you don't want to,
people to see.
Yeah. Especially your parents, because your parents might, heart act. Yeah, but so I met this fantastic chanson singer called Soare-san. And Soare-san has a like bar in Golden Gai called Bar Soare. And I actually see his performance on Twitter, and I was like, oh, I really have to go his concert. I really have to see him in real life. And I went there, and then in drag. And he found me in the seats, like audience seats.
Very hard to miss you.
Well, thank you. And then he was like, and I basically greeted him saying like, oh, I became a big fan of you. Like your chanson's amazing. And then he's like, oh yeah, like, so meaning you can sing because like you listen to me every day, right? And I was like, well, I can sing, but I've never had experience of singing in front of people. And he's like, oh, it's okay. Like everyone has a starting point. And then this is the moment that I start singing professionally. And then after this live, he brought me to like Bar Soare in Golden Gai. And then he was completely wasted because like, he did a big show. And then, usually this is just a chanson singer thing, but we love alcohol. We love drinking alcohol. Well, it's kind of bad for your throat, but anyways, we don't care. And then he was completely plastered. But I was like begging him to like ask how to sing professionally, like especially to match with chansons. Well, chanson songs. Well, chanson songs might sound quite weird to you.
Yes,
because chanson means song in French. Yeah. And then he started doing the vocal coach in Golden Gai at his place. And then right now, Golden Gai is kind of like one of the biggest touristy spot in Shinjuku. So like so many like tourists are walking and local people like pass by. And then suddenly in the middle of the road, he started like singing in his full voice. And I was like, I was in a complete shock. And then people like stopped and then like start looking at him and I start looking at us. And I was also in drag. And then honestly, if I'm being honest, it was quite uncomfortable moment for me because I was suddenly like baby Sylvia suddenly like brought into people's attention. Yeah. But, you also create your guts through these spontaneous like busking on the road. And then that actually started gradually turning into like joy because I love being in the central part of attention.
And so that came through Chanson.
Yes.
Before we talk about your journey into Chanson, I want to kind of understand, where does your interest come into this very classic French music?
So that actually like circle back to literature time.
Oh.
Yeah, so Mishima and Kawabata, these like Japanese literatures, they are heavily influenced by 1920s like French writers like Raymond Ladiguet, Jean Genet, do you know? Those, and Georges Bataille. And they all like writing their kinks. crazy. But so to them, like homosexuals, it's just only like one part of like tiny kink. It was nothing. But to me, to like baby, even like, before Sylvia, my real name, baby, my real name. Like to be gay was kind of like one of the, hugest mistakes that I've maybe made in life. This is something that I was thinking to me back in like junior high and high school. But, through reading French literature, like through reading the crazy kinks, in a sense, I think I'm liberating myself.
You just said that in high school, junior high or high school, you were thinking that you made the mistake or thought you made the mistake of being gay.
Yeah.
Did you think that it was a choice that you had made?
No, not choice at all. Like I was, genuinely or attracted to boys without knowing why. Yeah, so I kind of like hated myself. Yeah, self-hatred was quite at its peak back at the time.
So through the literature, but also the music, you found that, well, for many other people, maybe previous generation, all of this was just normal.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of like one of the biggest wow moments for me. Yeah, like, being gay isn't really that weird.
And so with soirée, you start learning how to perform, and you start spending time away from Nichome and more in Golden Gai to learn chanson. How was it like to kind of learn this, and how did you approach singing chanson?
Right. It also weirdly connects. So the life that Soare-san maybe spent and also I spent are kind of similar, like overlaps. Because like he's also a chanson singer, but usually chanson, Japanese people regard chanson as a very like high culture because like we love au France culture, right? Like au French culture. Yeah, au France, au Paris.
Yes.
Yeah, au Montmartre. Yeah, so like people think that chanson is like something that it's almost like as close as like classical music. You dress up fancy, you pay 10,000 yen for ticket, and then just like listen in like sitting in a very comfy couch and almost like sleep. Yeah, but Soare-san hated that culture because like he really wanted to like spread listening to chanson culture. So he tries to like remix these old French vintage song into like club remix. And then hosting a lot of club events back in like back in like early 2000. And also me, and doing so, like, these like au France chanson people kind of hated Soare-san, or like doesn't really admit that Soare-san is a chanson singer, like true chanson singer.
Because he's trying to modernize it too much or differentiate it too much from what it was.
Exactly. And then even like they're like saying that the, true or chanson people are saying like, oh, he disrespects French culture. But I just wanted to say, hey, have you read like Georges Bataille?
How big is chanson in general in Japan? How big is the community of people that like and listen to this? And
it used to be a super big thing back in 1960s because we've got a Chanson star called Koshiji Fubuki-san. She's like one of the early Takarazuka actress. And then we also had Miwa Akihiro-san. He's now a famous TV commentator. But these two are kind of like leading chanson industry back in 1960s. But gradually fading, that culture's like faded away. Because we start importing new beats, like from America, UK, like Beatles. We've got Beatles, like we've got Queens.
And so then it became more of a niche that a few select bars will keep playing and keep their locals.
And sadly, like right now, only like 90 years old, almost dead people are only listening to chanson.
And you're performing for them?
Yeah, no, I don't perform for them. Yeah, I just like trying to give them a heart attack. I wish they die. No, but so since Soare-san doing new approach to chanson, thankfully my audiences are quite young, but young as in like 40, like 30 to 50.
So now you working in the kind of music you're going with is this new mix and modern reinterpretation of chanson.
Exactly. And then also this kind of overruns my drag style as well. Because drag queen, like, the or drag queen, or drag queen, or America. They do lip syncing, right?
Yeah.
But I don't do lip sync. And then they kind of like pay respect to like their higher up drag mothers. They want to create like drag family, right? But my stance is like, oh no, fuck that shit. I'm just creating my own path. I just like pave my own path. So yeah, some drag queens in Japan who especially adores like American drag queen culture kind of like see me as a threat.
When I asked you about so how did Sylvia Manchester come to be? You said we have to go to Golden Gai. And you just told me the story of how you got into chanson and how Soirée kind of helped you discover your passion for it and develop your skills in it. So how does this connect to the birth of Sylvia Manchester? How does Sylvia Manchester go then from baby to Sylvia?
So a lot of busking, a lot of singing on the street, a lot of like know-how, like collecting know-how of how to collect money from audience. And so more stages, I guess. Yeah, more stages, more experiences.
You were saying that first night when he started singing on the street was frightening and shocking for you.
Yeah, it was so frightening.
But then you realized you like being the center of attention. How did that shift come about for someone that used to be closeted and didn't want any attention at all? And now you like to be flamboyant, you want people to look at you, you want people to listen to you.
Yeah, true. Actually, there is a favorite quote that Mitsu Mangrove-san made on her Instagram. It was just like one of her ordinal posts on Instagram, but like in the caption, she said like, "Freaks makes money, hell yeah." And I was like, that's the mentality that I really want to adore, that I really want to embody through Sylvia Manchester. Yeah, so and then I do like more freak stuff on Instagram, for example, like running with like, insect nets. And then like people are like kind of like got attracted or like it kind of like be in their attentions and they really come to my live and my show. Yeah. So freaks start making money and I love that feeling. Does that kind of make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Right,
I think before we continue, maybe you want to change into your next outfit.
Let's.
Yes. So those experiences kind of shaped Sylvia and you kind of figured out for yourself who you want to embody, what kind of drag you want to be.
Yeah.
And you were just mentioning that one of the things you do as a drag is running around Tokyo with an insect net.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit, what is the story behind that net?
Oh my God. So that net is when I was in uni or like back in high school, I really like to listen to like, the music genre ska. And I don't really like think that they're ska genre, but they also trying to do ska genre as well. There is a band called Charamporantam, and then they're also like busking artists. And when they do like busking, festivals, they always like bring a giant insect net and then trying to collect money in it. And then the way they collect money is like so funny. And I also doing like a lot of busking professionally. And one moment that I usually tend to get hesitate is the moment that delivers all song, and then I also had to like appeal tip appreciated. I had to say tip appreciated to audience, because like if I say thank you for listening to my song, I actually did all performance for money. Like audiences are kind of like doing, oh, okay, so they're actually doing money. Like they don't really like their true soul is like outside of singing. And I don't want them to think in that way. So I also want to like make money collecting and entertainment. And then I saw them collecting money with insect nets. So I copied them basically.
So you're doing a performance on the streets of Tokyo.
Yeah.
How does that work? How we see sometimes street performance, but perhaps a little less than maybe in Europe.
Yeah, a lot less.
So what is the street performing culture like in Tokyo specifically, maybe where you go out and about?
There's almost none. And then sometimes I see some groups that are doing busking, but that they're all foreigners. Like they come from like US or they come from France. Yeah.
Can you just set up a spot and do your music, or do you need to kind of apply for permits, or how does it actually work?
You need to get a license, and then like Tokyo County, Tokyo hosts a annual test of applying to that license. So you just applied and then get that license.
There's a test?
Yeah, there is a test. Yes.
What are they testing for?
I don't know, your skill of busking.
Interesting.
Yeah, but criteria is kind of mystery.
So when you showed up with your insect net, they were like, well, that person.
Yeah. It's entertaining. So tick, tick, tick.
She knows what she's doing.
Exactly.
When you kind of brought that net out in the streets and started running around, what was the people's reaction at first?
Oh, I don't know. Like people don't really say anything because like they're indifferent, but actually I don't think so. Like Tokyo people are kind of like not indifferent at the same time, because like when I posted on like social media, like people are always commenting like, why insect nets? Like insect net got me funny, like LOL. So yeah, I do think that people are kind of questioning.
Do people often recognize you then because they know?
Yeah. It's kind of like embarrassing moment as well, because like if I'm in drag, if I'm in Sylvia, like it's fun to like running around with insect nets, but on the way to the venue without my makeup on, but I had to like carry my insect nets around, and then my friends, like not friends, my viewers, my Instagram viewers are like DMing me and saying, oh, I feel like I saw you because of the insect nets. That's the moment a little embarrassing for me right now.
So when you started embodying Sylvia, how did you find your place in the Tokyo drag community? You mentioned it's very important for you to drag your own to go for your own path. But there are some maybe pre-existing communities, pre-existing kohai, senpai establishments already out there. So how did you find a space there that was accepting of Sylvia?
Oh, you're well. Wow, it's really difficult, but I kind of feel like a little comfortable outside of drag, but people still call me like drag queen. So I feel like I'm drag queen. Wow. But I don't really find it quite uncomfortable or something, because like this is something that you don't define. You know what I mean? Like people just saying, oh, like Sylvia Manchester is drag queen, and then like, oh, like my form of art is recognized as drag queen. Oh, thank God. Thank you. That kind of thing, right?
And then in the community itself, the drag community, did you feel like you were fitting in with the character and the way you wanted to do drag? Or were there pre-existing ways that like, I don't want to do drag like that? For example, you mentioned the lip sync that is done overseas, and you don't want to be part of that. You want to do something differently. So with what you want to do and how the community is in Tokyo, how was the match and how was the fit?
But like, wow. Really tough questions. You're so good at asking questions. Oh no. But actually, like singing chanson isn't really something that brand new stuff. Like there is Kansai drag community has a drag queen who sings. And then her name's Shimonu Fukayuki-san. And she's like my dai senpai. She's a great legend senpai of me. But like she actually flew to Paris and then sang Ciao Aznavour song in Japanese in like Paris underground club culture back in like 1980s or 1990s. So she's already done it.
You were saying that a lot of these songs have been translated to Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of interesting to me to kind of see there was so much interest at some point to make the lyrics into Japanese lyrics and kind of rework with the music.
Yeah, like rhyme works, yeah, because like there are lots of like great translators back at the 1960s time, and then also the Japanese drag queens, like as I said, Shimonu Fukayuki-san, she translate whole lyrics by herself. She completely changed the song. Like if some line, if some line doesn't really make sense, she's like reconstructing songs. So maybe Aznavour wouldn't really like it.
Is it something you want to do as well? Maybe
yeah, I've already done it. Cool. Yeah, I've already remixed like some songs. Yeah.
How do you approach those songs when you see them and you're like, okay, this song is something that I like and I want to try to make it accessible to a Japanese audience? How do you kind of work on the translation and keeping the core message and the rhythm and the...
When I discover new chanson, I don't really like think of my audience. Well, because I'm a queen, I don't have to think of my peasants around me. So but I encounter some songs that kind of speaks to my soul, and I'm in the same situations, I'm in the same shoe as him, and I kind of want to like sing this in this way, not in the original way, but in this way, in this lyrics, in this specific. And if I like kept pondering of it, like the translations like naturally comes up. And then that desire of learning French is also generally comes up. And I think this is how like acquiring languages in general, as well as, getting into entertainment industry works. Because there are lots of like, actually, not talented drag queens or not talented chanson singers, like are like, coming to, for example, Soare-san, who's a center of a chanson industry, and say, hey, I also want to be a performer, and maybe like singing chanson would be my art form. Like, but I don't know where to start. Like, can you teach me like 1 to 100? And then Soare-san's like, shh, sashay away. Cause you know what I'm talking about, right? Because this is not how art works, I think.
So the interest should be beyond just, I want to be a performer, but they need, well, at least the people that teach in that community, they want to feel that there's a deeper interest into the art form itself.
Exactly.
And so to get back to your drag, your drag then is kind of really tied to chanson. In a way, right? And you mentioned the performer here in Osaka, and so you found your place in the community through being the Natural Born Diva, to being that singer,
right?
And kind of performing on the streets and in the bars,
right?
How has your experience of Nichome and Golden Gai kind of changed over the years that you've been doing this and kind of grown into Sylvia Manchester?
Well, I was thinking Nichome is a central culture place for LGBTQs, but unfortunately, I don't. Well, maybe my experience of Nichome is kind of limited, so I'm yet to discover. But so far, I'm feeling like Golden Gai is like more queer.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, Nichome is a place that like they're kind of like claiming that they're queer friendly place, and then. So in a sense that they had to commercialize queer to get queer audiences. But Golden Gai, it became like touristy spot, and it also like became a drinking area in general. So they don't really have to commercialize them. They don't have to like, put them into a category and saying, hey, we're this, so please come, this kind of people. So everyone naturally comes in, and then that natural born culture is like surrounding new performers. So in a sense, Golden Gai accepts everything. Yeah.
In Golden Gai, you also work at the bar from time to time. And these bars are very small and they have this very specific atmosphere. What is the night like in Golden Gai? Maybe when you're not even in drag and you're just working at the bar. How would you describe it to someone who's never been?
It's definitely a fun place if you're like bookworm or like culture nerd.
Interesting.
Yeah, culture nerd. Or like if you're kind of interested in entertainment industry, or if you want to meet a weirdos. Definitely Golden Gai, 100% recommend.
So where do the bookworms go in Golden Gai? My image of it was that it's more a place where people go out to drink and have fun, but not to read books.
Oh, like for example, I'm like posting a lot of my videos working in Golden Gai and like talking Mishima with the British guy, and then that actually caught a lot of Mishima fans' attentions, and some Mishima fans are like start coming into Golden Gai and discuss Mishima with me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting. And
so
then
you're having debates over
yeah,
Mishima and people disagreeing maybe with your interpretation.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And then super heated up because like it's almost like 4 a.m. in the morning and then completely wasted, blasted. So and then people like each person has their own Mishima image in themselves and philosophy of it, and then they can't really like they don't want to like vend their image of Mishima, so like they get heated up and I get heated up.
You described the audiences earlier as being a little bit older. Are these also a little bit older?
Not at all, not at all. Like early 20s.
Japanese or foreign
both actually.
Wow.
Both. Yeah. And also thankfully a lot of like foreign YouTubers are like creating YouTube or Basware, because we've got second floor as well, and the second floor like usually Akane-san, who is a very talented musical actress, now she's like looking for a sponsor in US and she's trying to get a US performance visa. So please, if any Americans watching this, please support Akane-san.
Good luck to Akane-san.
But she does a show, and then some YouTubers are like recording Akane-san's show, and then Akane-san is a like cabaret freak. She loves cabaret and she loves vintage musicals like Sound of Music, and Singing in the Rain or any other great musicals. So for actually like I was working yesterday night till morning, so I had zero sleep, and now I'm recording. But anyways,
wow.
yeah. But anyways, so last night there's like two customers from LA came in to only see Akane-san, and then the reason is like they actually watch YouTube of Akane-san performance YouTube, and then they always wanted to meet Akane-san to discuss about vintage musicals.
It seems
that
like
was amazing.
Golden Gai is a place for people to discuss and experience culture while having a drink, as opposed to going and just drinking.
Yeah. So in a sense, I feel like it kind of like 1920s, like Montmartre, France.
So do you feel like it's changing? It was something different and it's turning into this place of culture? Or has it always been like that, but maybe portrayed differently in media at the time?
Oh, interesting question. Well, because I didn't really live that long, so I can't really tell the old, good old days of Golden Gai. But people say it's more local, like it's more like Japanese, like only Japanese limited place. And then the Japanese who comes to Golden Gai really likes to like talk about cultural stuff. But now I feel like it kind of like widened. Or like audiences kind of widened. This is my perceptions for Golden Gai. Well, some people who especially don't really speak English doesn't really like current Golden Gai, because like there's a lot of tourists, and then they can't really talk about culture stuff in English, right? So they're just thinking that tourists are kind of messing around Golden Gai. But I disagree with their opinions. Yeah.
When talking about literature and books, you again brought up Mishima and this classic literature. Are there conversations about modern Japanese literature, modern Japanese queer literature? Or is this maybe not so big of a genre actually, and the classics still have more of an impact?
I'd agree latter, yeah. Like the recent modern queer literature isn't really a topic that we bring up as smooth as we bring up the classical queer literature topics, unfortunately. But there are lots of like fantastic queer literature, like modern queer literature in Japan as well. Yeah, but people don't really like spot it on.
So for you, balancing this nightlife and working in the bar and doing drag and performing, how do you manage all of this? Especially you were talking about being out of drag as well a lot. How do you kind of find equilibrium between both of your I don't know how I can phrase this, personalities, or I don't know if that is the right way.
Okay, so that's the time that I did Gaga's like fantastic meme. So go to club, perform, no sleep, wake up, go to club, travel, fly, go to another country, perform, busking, no sleep, eat, read, go club, perform, no sleep. Yeah. that's a cycle.
That's a cycle.
Well, that's a lie. I sleep 8 hours of a day.
Except for today.
Yeah.
But where's your balance between being drag and not being drag? Or do you feel like you've managed to reconcile that it's the same?
I guess it's almost the same. Yeah. It's kind of like reconciling, well, which is kind of unfortunate because that's why I don't have a boyfriend. Anyone wants to date with Sylvia Manchester? Please leave a comment below.
Oh, go find you in Golden Gai.
Woo, yes.
So what does it mean to you to be a drag queen?
Oh, wow. To bring liberation to my past self. Yeah, nothing more, nothing less.
But now that the past self is free in a way, how do you kind of envision kind of developing yourself as drag now that the closet is gone and that you feel comfortable with who you are? How do you take that drag into tomorrow or next week or next month or next year?
Oh, but I actually disagree with like the closet is gone.
Oh.
Well, no, closeted ostensibly looks gone. But if you like shed light on from a different angle, you'll probably find out, that you left a rotten cabbage in the corner of your closet.
Oh, interesting.
And then you kind of want to like try and remove it. Yeah.
So it's kind of more of an ongoing work in progress.
Yeah,
and
it is
drag was the
definitely
first
an
step.
ongoing work in progress. Yeah.
For someone who may have struggled before and didn't have people to talk to, and now you found a community, you found a way to express yourself, how do you approach people that are now looking up to you for advice and looking up to you for maybe someone to talk to the same way maybe you reached out to Soiree or you reached out to other drag queens and kind of...
Oh my God, like first of all, don't look up to me because I don't know you and I'm a queen and I don't have a time for like taking care of peasants. Well, having said that, I don't know. But don't fantasize like other people that much. Well, maybe trying to like read a lot of books and then trying to like have your own time, have your own like zoning time. Because honestly, if I was in uni, I was like sitting in a corner of that British like UK grimy kitchen, students grimy like
I can picture it.
Yeah, and then like reading
with a sticky oven and...
yeah, sticky oven and then kind of like greasy floor and sitting in the corner of that like greasy floor and reading like Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. Yeah, it was the most disturbing moments that I actually brought to myself. I don't know why, but I felt like I wanted to do it. But yeah, so spend those of like lots of miserable time with yourself.
And read books.
Yeah, read books.
You said something interesting about not looking up so much to people, idealizing people. And you also said that semi-jokingly that you don't have time for peasants for the second time. But you also, as part of how you present yourself online, you have the Silman Kingdom, which is kind of part of your lore.
Yeah, exactly. Or queendom.
Is that kind of how? Yes, fair point. Right. Is that kind of connected to the peasants? And can you explain a little bit what this is?
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I just like call my fans like, my queendom citizens. Because like, also that's also kind of like my performance, part of my performance. Because, I also need money to make a day living. So I had to like collect money from them. But to collect, just to collect money is kind of boring. So I'm just saying like, you have to pay tax to your country or, to your resident. Yeah.
So you created your own universe. So
exactly.
Around your persona.
Yeah. But thankfully, I don't know, because since I'm weird, like only weird people are like, attracted to Silman Queendom, and we're having a very peaceful day every day. Don't question that.
Before I ask my next question, do you want to change again?
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe
I
might
can do it right now here.
We talked about so many topics so far, and there's one thing that you do, which we haven't really talked about so much, but kind of came through your interest in literature, which is you write quite a bit as well. These reviews as well.
Oh yeah, reviews. Wow.
Tell me about those reviews.
Oh my God, you've read those reviews?
Maybe I have.
Wow, thank you so much. Well, actually, so that kind of like circle back to performance as well. But if I do a lot of performance in Tokyo, I sometimes feeling like my energy of like not really an energy. Like my drawers of like performance is kind of like declining. So I feel like I just want to take a day off or like in a complete holiday, like go somewhere else, completely like securing my time, complete my time. And then that's the moment that I really want to read tons of books and wants to listen tons of music, wants to do lots of input. And I was doing input, but right after I read a good film, like I've watched a good film or read a good books, I really want to like verbalize how I felt. And I was like seeking the best medium that suits my output. And I tried Note, I tried like blog, I tried, YouTube, but none of these kind of like fit me. And Twitter, I came up with Twitter, like X, and then it has like 140 words limitations, right? Characters.
Yeah, I think they changed it, but
yeah, they changed it. Like, I mean, you can write as long as you want if you pay me, if you pay a lot. Yeah, but I don't pay.
So you found that medium, and then you felt that you could express your how you felt about these books.
Yeah, like 140 characters kind of like suited me well, because it's kind of like uni essays. Like if you do university essays, you have word limit, and then you want to elaborate a lot, right? Because you've got lots to talk about. But usually, if you write a lot, your topic kind of like scattered around, and in hindsight, it's not really a good essay or a good output. So I deliberately, put myself a limit, and then trying to use, like even though in Japanese, even though in my first language, like trying to seek out the best wording, best idioms, to embody how I felt, so that my output qualities are getting better. Yeah.
Literature has been like a common theme throughout our entire conversation. Is it something you kind of were into from a young age?
Wow. This is also a thought of questions that I don't really think of myself. Can you also like give me some examples? Like
when you were maybe already in primary school and such, was reading books and kind of turning specifically maybe to classic literature, because that's what your interest seems to be, something that came up, or did it only kind of come later?
Right. Oh God.
Because I don't think too many uni students even would sit in their kitchen and read Dostoevsky.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So I'm kind of curious where that interest comes from, and if it's always been like that.
Definitely my parents' influence, I guess, because my parents are really studious and they're diligent. So even like every time we go to like a family trip to Okinawa, like they create a whole day like visiting, World War II, like memorial places. Like not only just a museum, like classic museums, but also like we go to like so many minor places, like cave, for example. And then my parents are like literally reading a lot and explaining to like young, Sylvia, like 10 years old or 9 years old, and saying, oh, such and such person died in here like 80 years ago, and we must like, know that culture as of Earth citizens. Yeah. So that studious parents' influence definitely shed light on my reading habits. But it's kind of weird. I don't really have a, set time of, all right, let's move to classical right now. No, it just happened gradually.
That happened gradually.
Yeah.
You just brought up your parents lecturing 10-year-old Sylvia. How has it been for you with your parents after you became Sylvia?
Oh, they're unhappy. They're kind of sad. I don't know why. Yeah, in a sense, they're kind of conservative. Yeah, but I can't really blame that part, because they live their own life and I live my own life, and maybe the information that they soaked up is completely different from the information that I soaked up. So yeah.
So an ongoing conversation, and maybe something to write your thoughts down about. Have you ever thought on writing your own book, your own narrative, your own modern queer literature?
Oh my God, I really want to. Yes. Any publisher? Yes.
You can write first and then see if...
Oh yeah, true. I'm going to prepare some drafts. So yeah.
So yeah, we covered so many topics from your journey from Japan to the UK and back, your journey into drag, the becoming of Sylvia Manchester, your interest in literature. Is there anything that we didn't really get into that you would have liked to maybe bring up today?
Oh my God, yes. Like so many, for example, my music taste. Yeah, or my boy taste. Or my bed life, private part.
Maybe these are things that we could say for another podcast. Maybe a more appropriate platform.
Yeah, no, because I feel like these questions, like all the questions I answered, like it's only my artist side, and then people might think, wow, Sylvia is a very sophisticated, psychic person who always thinks about performing art, and I'm not. I love messing around with boys. I love getting my bed dirty. Yeah, I love making foods. Well, that's a lie. I hate cooking. I always go Matsuya and eat it because it's the easiest. Yeah, but that private life I really want to share with the audience. I mean, if so many audience like this episode, yeah, I'd love to.
So let's see what people say and what people ask about, and then we could have you back for round 2 and kind of find the other side of Sylvia.
Yeah, let's. Yeah. Because these two are not different, it's on the same, horizons.
It kind of all comes together into one. Sylvia, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
And despite having no sleep and making the trip all the way to Osaka to tell us your story and give us a little bit of an insight into who you are and what you do, the artist Sylvia, and maybe next time we'll see who the person behind it is.
All right.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I'll definitely let's see you on my show.
Thank you everyone for listening and watching. This was Unpacking Japan, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Yes. Bye. Love you.
Wow. Thank you for sticking with us all the way till the end. We really appreciate it. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the podcast. It helps us improve the show and bring you more in-depth conversations from Japan. Take care and see you next time.